You are live, it says.
Okay, get my screens changed here. It says that we are live. Looks like we are now fully connected. Excuse me. Of course, the cough's going to hit just as we get started.
And it's the eve of New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Wow. What are you doing this New Year's Eve, Sherry?
What am I doing this New
What are
Year's
you doing for New Year's Eve?
Working. I am working today. That's a good thing to do. So I'm going to work, and I'm going to work on letting my faith be bigger than my fear.
Aha.
And this is my favorite time of the year because people love the goal set.
Oh.
But I think we should do it all year long, right? I'm big about following your dreams, goal setting. I love this time of year, and everybody always thinks it's because Christmas. But anyway, I am Sherry Berger, and I am the owner of Here to There Consulting, and we educate business owners with the tools to balance work, life, and business. Well, business, life, and finances. But, same thing, right? So we want to have all that balanced. And when we do goal setting, oh my gosh, we can do amazing things. But anyway, and today I have my co-host my co-host, Terry Ann.
I am Terry Ann Porter, life coach TA. I help to get the confidence to defeat those lies of negative self-talk so that you may see with a new perspective those possibilities which open up pathways onto which you can proceed towards your goals. And what an amazing thing. What is our topic today? Goal setting.
Good morning, Grace. Good morning. I also seen Debbie was on here, and somebody else is on here, and we can't see who you are because what do we got to do, Terry Ann?
If you would like to make your name visible to us, Facebook and StreamYard kind of have this little tiny battle going on. But your name can show up if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give permission for Facebook to show your name. But do it in a different tab so that you don't leave the meeting. I love goal setting. But you know what? I always hear people say, well, it's New Year's. I'm going to make a New Year's resolution. They're not the same thing, are they, Sherry?
Sometimes New Year's resolutions are just wishes that never come true. We should all dream, right? We had dreams when we were 2 and we were 3 and we were 1, and we should go back to that, and we should have dreams. But what if, the other Debbie's on here. Good morning, Debbie. We should have dreams, but how about if we turn those dreams into reality by making them actual goals? Right?
Look at going across the bottom, you'll see there's a recent report that shows that 50% of the people in the U.S. make New Year's resolutions. Fewer than 10% keep them.
Yeah, only 50% even make them, though. And after this year,
that amazing?
After this year, who's interested in making some goals?
Art resolution made to break.
Well, and we were talking about that, weren't we? We were talking about that we need a goal and we need a plan, and people know about SMART goals, right?
Remind us
what SMART is? Specific, right? So I can't ever say that word. She need help me out, Terry Ann. But then
specific.
Yes. And then we need measurable, right? And then we need attainable, and we need realistic, and we need a time frame. So when you go look, you need to set them in that way. You can't just say, hey, I want to go lose weight. Everybody this year wants to lose weight. Did you know that? And then we've been in a pandemic, and how many brownies and candy bars and chips and what is it called? Food have you eaten? I'm sure none of you guys have stressed eaten through this pandemic, have you?
Oh. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's a reason I am sitting down so that you don't see the results of that.
But everybody wants to lose weight, but they don't have a goal of how they're going to get there, right? Like specifically, what do you want? How much do you want to lose? And you talked about maybe 50 pounds, but then breaking that down to maybe 5 pounds, right?
Yes.
And then everybody always wants to get out of debt. Did you know that's one of the other goals that people have? And a lot of people are without jobs or they got laid off this year. So how's your debt ratio going on? I mean, I'm not trying to ask if you're fat and if you're overweight and you're underpaid and if you're in so much debt you don't know what to do. That's not what I'm getting at. But all these people have these.
You're hurting me.
I'm a very negative person over here.
You're hurting me here.
But my point is, you lose your job, you go into debt, you get overweight. What in the world? We've been on a roller coaster this year, right?
We have been, yes.
And if we have a plan in the process, or if we, I guess I'll call it screw up. I know I screw up sometimes. You were talking about that you have to be perfect. I can't even think about it. So if you screw up, right, and you fall on your face, but you have a plan, you can get back on the horse, right, and do it again. You did a football analogy, remember when we were talking earlier?
Yes, yes. I know nothing about football. But I have figured out this much. There is one goal in football, and that is to get the ball itself over that goal post enough times that you get more points than the other team.
Oh, is that the idea?
That's the main idea. I understand this. That is the ultimate goal. Now, that goal never changes. But I did notice one thing. After every single play, they all get back together and talk about it again. So they adjust their plans of how we're going to achieve that goal all the way through the game. From the first moment they start until the very last final minute, even seconds, because I notice that sometimes minutes take a long time. Minutes are really long in football.
I know they'll tell you it's 2 minutes, the game's over.
I know. My husband said
30 minutes later. I don't get it.
I know. He says 2 minutes left in the game. I'll be right there. And wait a minute, that was 10 minutes ago. So anyway, but no matter what, that's the thing. The goal has never changed. And so we need to set our goals like that. This is the ultimate goal. And then it's okay if we have to. In 2020 taught us this. We have to stop and reevaluate and adjust and maybe make some new plans. But the thing is, the goal is still there. You're talking about travel. Okay, travel ended for 2020 pretty much.
Yeah, I went and got a motorhome and I went and bought a trailer and traveled anyway.
You did it anyway. But that's the thing.
I just stayed in my travel and stayed off by myself at campgrounds, right? You had to change your perspective in it.
Right. And the goal to travel maybe is still there. It's just made a few adjustments. We didn't get to travel in 2020. But the goal to travel is there. So let's just do some planning again and plan ahead for 2021, maybe even 2022 if we have to. The goal is still there. And that's the thing is how do we make, and you'll know the difference between a goal and a New Year's resolution and it will be your commitment and how important is it to you that you are committed to it. And that's what a goal is. It's that commitment.
I love what Grace just said. She sets a goal for 3 months' time, which is once a quarter. The business coach over here will tell you quarterly goals. Ooh, I love it. So if you set them once a quarter and then you add, right, new quarterly goals.
Oh,
and that way you're turning it down to bite-sized pieces. But yesterday we were talking about a vision board and a lot of people were like, half my stuff on the vision board didn't happen. I go, oh, but you had a vision board for 2020. So you're halfway there for 2021. And somebody jokingly says, well, I don't have to make a new vision board. No, you have to make a new vision board. But when you look at the vision board or you look at your goals from last year, go look at them. Some of them, maybe you needed a pivot or adaptability, which is what 2020 taught us. Intentionality was my word for the year. And I always tease it should have been adaptability or pivoting, right? And every other sentence I said to business owners was, we got to pivot. We got to adapt. What can we do differently? Where's a different, I didn't use the word perspective, but I pretty much did. What's a different light? Where's a different way we can look at this? And so we've learned that to adjust. And people have actually got their goals. I started a YouTube channel this year. I also almost have hit my goal on how many subscribers. It's not a lot. I want to get, right, I would like to get 100 subscribers, but I'm like at 52 and I want to at least get 60 by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed, here's an ask. Subscribe. Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sherry is a group I started. I started it a year ago, last October. I'm up to 800 people on that group. I wanted to make a bigger impact, right? I wanted to be 800 by the end of the year. I think it's like 803. So these are silly goals, but I accomplished them, right? So
why are you calling them silly goals?
Huh?
Why are you calling them silly goals?
I know. I don't know why I sometimes say that. They're not silly goals. They're small goals that I made, and I meet the objectives to get there.
Yes.
And really, when you're saying I want so many YouTube followers like I do, right? You can't make that happen, but you can. Right. You go out, you make a difference in other people's lives, they're going to want to follow you. Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sherry. I literally started that a year ago, last October, knowing I needed to go online, knowing if I wanted to make a bigger impact. But then the funny thing is, through the pandemic, I stopped doing videos on my Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sherry, and everybody goes, "Where'd you go?" Well, I was too busy helping business owners pivot and this and that. But was I too busy, or did I just not make that a priority? And do I need to go back and make it a priority? So that's what we have to ask ourselves. And Grace was talking a little bit. Grace was one of the people I was talking with yesterday. And she's saying, thanks, Sherry, for letting me know yesterday that I can just move my board forward. Because I think sometimes people are like, oh, I failed. Right? I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but I've had some health problems. Almost died a couple of years ago. I've had some health problems the last couple of years. So I gained weight. Okay, so I could get discouraged, or guess what I'm going to do come January 1st? Get back on the horse, go back, get my health back, which I've worked real hard at getting my health back. And since March, I'm taking great vitamins. Anyway, I got a lot of good things going on in my health. And I did a lot this last year. But am I where I want to be? Heck no. But we still can move forward, and I can be even better.
Right.
So stopping and doing yourself, saying, hey, look, I got 800 on Kansas City. You know, I started my YouTube channel. We're doing videos like this. Do you remember back when, what are we on, number 16?
Today is episode 16, yes.
Yeah, remember 16 episodes when you go, we were having a conversation, we said we should do this, and we're like, yeah, then we have to be on video. Right?
Yes, that's it.
But this isn't about us. It's about making a difference and helping the community.
A big difference, yes.
We needed to do this. And has God not given us topics? And have
we've had great topics.
So, and like, now we're talking about goal setting because, of course, we're at the end of the year.
I'm trying now to get my YouTube to get to the same numbers as you. I'm asking for slow incremental going up. You surpassed me. I got
you follow Terry Ann too. And Terry Ann's is, what is yours? Mine's Here to There Consulting.
Mine is Life Coach TA.
Yeah. And yeah, we would love it if people would follow us on both of our YouTube channels. Yeah. I really, this year, what my goal was, I had hoped to be able to start to do some public speaking. Well, that got shot down after my first invited to public speaking event where I got to speak. It went great. Several people contacted me, said, hey, here's my card. Let's talk. I would like you to give this to my group. The next week, shutdown came. Well, things changed. Now what am I going to do? Because my goal is still there. I know I have a message to get out. So video. You know what, Terry Ann? I'm going to be mean to you as your fellow. Don't be mean to me. You can still public speak. What was your excuse?
That's it. But that's it. I'm moving it to video.
Put your big girl pants on. Go talk to different organizations. They're still looking for. Grace had a really good interview with a really good group, and they're looking for people to public speak. It's just that we're doing it in a different manner. And I'm sorry, Mrs. Fellow Toastmasters, have you been public speaking?
But this is what I did. But that was what I did this year. I knew I don't like the camera. So I thought this year, okay, I've got to get used to that camera. And so I started turning on the camera, trying to do these lives. I would do different things and put it on my YouTube, just a bunch of Zoom meetings. And just getting to where I have, you know what I started doing? I wear makeup. Now I'm not a big makeup person. You can see it's not a big makeup person, but I always wore just a foundation. That's it. I wear lipstick every day now. And I put eyeliner on every day. That's been my big makeover for the year.
And you went and found somebody to help you with that.
Yes, I did. I found an amazing person to help me to learn to put makeup on. 61 years old, I finally learned how to put makeup on.
But my point is, if you're going out of your comfort zone and you want to set a goal and you have a big dream, go find the tribe, the people to support you in getting there. And I know the phenomenal person that you work with who's amazing, right?
Yes, she
is. Good
at
that, and you're good at what you do. And what do you want to change? And what do you want to, right? But you're an amazing public speaker. So my challenge to you in front of God and everybody is go find ways to public speak this next year. So we're going to look for Terry Ann, right? And she's going to be this great public speaker because she is. But both of us are public speakers, right? And we both like to go out and public speak. But the way that we do it is just going to be a different perspective. Like we had to get over the camera. Which, wait a minute, I thought you helped women defeat lies.
I had to defeat a lot of lies to be able to do it.
Right? If we're public speaking and we're at a big group and we're public speaking, people are looking at you and they're still making judgment or whatever they're doing.
Sure. I have learned over the past couple of years, I'm calling myself a recovering people pleaser. Because I realized, especially if I'm going to speak to different people, I could have 5 people in front of me. 4 of them compliment me. 1 of them say, yeah, and I will hold on to that one negative comment. I can't do that. I cannot please everyone. So as long as I feel good about what I'm doing, and this has been a hard lesson. So as long as I now feel good about what I'm doing, maybe what I'm doing is not right for you, but that's okay. It wasn't right for you, but it was right for those 4 other people.
So Terry Ann,
my focus is there.
Terry Ann, not everybody likes you.
Can you believe it?
I know. I never understood why not everybody likes you. But
I don't understand why that would be, but I am learning.
But Terry Ann, you love everybody, right? Or certain people. Just
I love some people more than others.
Exactly. And that's okay. And so learning to be authentically who you are.
Yes.
And not letting these obstacles get in the way of what your goal is. And Grace just gave you a big compliment right now, Terry Ann.
Well, thank you, Grace. Thank you. Yes, ask the
experts, right?
Ask the expert. Yes, I found a gal who was so good with me and so patient with me and helped me through that one little. It seems minor, I know, but for me it was a major deal.
And finding those experts, right? So yeah, and people that know how to, well, help you look amazing. I did that when I had to get pictures made. I called up my Mary Kay lady, said, "Come over, help me figure this out." Debbie says that she can't believe somebody wouldn't love you, Terry Ann.
I tell you what, I don't understand why that would be too, but you know, it's a fact.
Because I pretty much love everybody. My husband says I collect people, and I love people. I love people because they're like snowflakes and they're different. But some people don't necessarily like me, and that's okay because the only person that you can be is you, right? We even talked about that. Being perfect is not as important as being real. Show your awesome sign that you got for Christmas.
I got this beautiful sign. Let me see if it shows right.
You were born to be real, not to be perfect.
And this means a lot because I look for that perfectionism, not in everybody else, but in me. And I'm being reminded of this.
So Grace, can you expand what you meant by it's only minor in someone else's mind when it's major in yours?
Ooh,
I like that saying, but
I like
that. A little deeper of what she means by that.
And I would also like to ask, join us. What are some of your goals this year?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're not even talking about goals. Well, we are. Debbie Miller was an awesome idea. It's really hard to do in a pandemic.
Just get her. Hey, Sherry's found a way to do it. I don't care. You talk to Sherry, you're in her collection. But I am curious, what are some of your goals? Because one thing I have found out, if you keep your goal to yourself, yeah, that's you might go for it. But the more people that you let know your goals, the more likely you are to achieve them, because now you've got, even if it's not a, hey, will you be my accountability partner? But now you've got somebody down the road saying, hey, you were working on such and such. How's it going? So making it public sometimes is a way of making it more real. So I would love to hear some of your goals.
Yeah, so if people want to put some of their goals in their chat, what's some of your goals this year, Terry Ann?
Some of my goals. We have been working on getting out of debt, and that is high on my list, working on that. I am working on expanding my now online presence through YouTube and social media and speaking. Those are my big major goals. From there, we just have a little one.
You should know a financial coach that could help you with getting out of debt.
I'll look around for one.
Right? Somebody told me the other day that they didn't know I was a certified financial coach. I'm like, yeah, I'm a certified business coach and a certified financial coach. But I guess when you don't go around telling everybody, you know, what is it called? Like I got a degree at Park University. And when you don't tell people, I guess if they don't go look at your LinkedIn, they don't see it. People like to make fun of things because they are judging you. Never think you know what is important to others. Hope that explains it. Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
Sometimes if you have big enough dreams, I'll even go a little bit bigger with that. If you have big enough dreams, people are going to be, oh my gosh, you want to write a book, Sherry, which that's one of my goals is I got to finish my book. Oh my gosh, you're never going to get that done, right? Because they don't think I can do it, right? So they're making a judgment on you.
Right.
You need to surround yourself with people like Terry Ann that go, Sherry, you can get this done. When are you going to get it done? Oh, now we got to meet for coffee because now you need to get this done.
Now we're going to meet so that you can show me what you have completed.
So Terry Ann, the accountability, right?
Accountability is very important.
And losing weight, right? You know, you don't need to be around people that are being judgmental and like, I want to lose weight because I got to get my health back. And I've been working on getting my health back, but now I got to get the losing weight part. So these are some of my goals, right? Getting the book written, losing weight, putting together more training for more clients. And of course, being on the internet more and doing, like you said, more public speaking, but in a different,
we're finding new venues.
Terry and I was teasing you earlier, but I think we both were trying to do more public speaking.
Yes.
And all this shut down. And so a lot of the places that we were supposed to, you know, you had your own places, I had my own, they didn't happen, right? And I've been blessed that some people have still called me up and I've gotten to public speak at some, you know, places, but it's a different perspective. But anyway, that's really good, Grace, for you to, because once you set your goals, right, then you need to get the right people around you.
Right.
And you need to make sure, and maybe you need to hire, like you said, somebody to help you with makeup, or if you're trying to work on your business, get a business coach or financial coach, or if you're working on your personal stuff, get your personal coach, right? And Grace is really good with helping you with cards. And Debbie is out here and she could help you with legal. And then the other Debbie's out here and she could help you with jewelry to make you look phenomenal, which how you feel outside affects your inside, even of getting your goals, right? So like
that was what the makeup gal told me, and she just said, just put on makeup every morning, no matter what. Even if you're sitting in your pajamas, put on your foundation, put on your lipstick. And I said, oh, come on, but it does make a difference.
And get out of your pajamas, though, Terry Ann.
Okay, then I started doing video, so I had to at least change the pajama top. And then as long as I've gone that far, what the heck, let's go ahead and get all dressed, you know? Now, come on, admit it. How many people here, the first part of all this shutdown stuff, just stayed in their pajamas most of the day? Please tell me I'm not the only one.
And see, I chose not to do that.
Oh, you did, huh?
I never did that. Monday through Friday, I got dressed. I was in my office the same time. I'm 7 a.m. every morning. And I just did that Monday through Friday because I knew if I didn't, then you could get into depression, or you could get into.
Oh, definitely.
And because of what I do, I didn't want small to mid-sized business. You know, I think I did it for other people. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
My
Yes.
why for doing it was so big, especially through the pandemic, that I felt I needed to get dressed. Now, I'm not judging people that,
No.
and I didn't even have my JAMA bottoms on with the top because I had to do the whole dress because it's sort of to the perspective. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it, right? So if you're going to be on Zoom, you're going to be on. Of course,
and that's where Zoom made a difference
right away. See, and Grace also did that, and I think it was to keep your attitude, right, Grace?
Sure.
I bet that's what she's.
Now, see, now I
didn't always feel like it. I'm not going to say I always felt like it, Terry Ann. But when you do your affirmations, you do your gratitude journal, you do your Bible devotion, you put your clothes on, then all of a sudden you start being, you know what I mean, being the real you or who you want to be, right?
But see, I would do all that, but I did all that in the pajamas until I needed to do a Zoom call. Then, I better go get dressed. So I got up, I did all the stuff. I just left out that one step, and it took a while, because if you're working from home, my husband works from home, we're both around the house, it gets real easy not to do the go ahead and get dressed up for the day.
But I don't know if there's bad news, Terry Ann. I don't know if there's been a day I haven't had to be on Zoom, and I'm sometimes zoomed out.
I understand that. I do a lot, but a lot of my Zoom, though, it doesn't take place at 7 a.m.
No, I'm not telling you I'm dressed at 7 a.m. I'm saying I'm in my office. I'm dressed by the time I got to be on a meeting, which a lot of my meetings are 7 a.m. But no, I'm not always dressed by 7 a.m. I will say I don't always get to, but I didn't do that before the pandemic. But anyway, I'd love to hear some of these people's goals, some of your guys' goals, you know, how we could maybe hold you accountable. I think we are. Well, I'm actually starting a mastermind on the 18th on goal setting.
Oh, good.
To keep people, it'll be a 12-week mastermind to keep people in the perspective of that. But more importantly, I think even with this, our conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann, we would love to hear, especially if you have quarterly goals. That's awesome. So I think we're going to come back and review this. What are we talking about next week?
I don't have my list in front of us. Oh my gosh. I don't know what our list is for next week.
So that's what Grace
I'll let y'all know.
Grace is like me and has worked from home for a long time. And so never changed from what I do this year. And that's true. And, you know, I had a senior in high school when this happened. She had to get up. I had to get her. I didn't have to get her, but I feel like I need to lead by example. My poor UPS driver always gets up early and he leaves. Somebody actually thought it was my actual UPS driver when I called him my UPS driver. My husband, who drives UPS, he had to get up every morning. My daughter was a senior living at home. Then she went off to college and she came home and then I don't even know. I'm not sure if we're empty nesters or we're not, because this Robin lady, she keeps moving in and out.
You're empty nesting. It's a process.
That poor Robin lady, she keeps moving in and out. That's that Robin. That won't leave. That's the Robin that won't leave the nest. No, she really wants to leave the nest. So you don't know what we're talking about next week. It could be a surprise. We have it all listed out.
I have it listed out. I'll tell you right now, you're only seeing this side of the desk. You don't want to see this side of it. This is the side of the desk I have to work on today.
Maybe I should know what we're talking about next week. But how about if you guys all come back, tell us what your goals are, and comment later even what your goals are. And you know what I'd love? Is people would comment and put them more in a smart format. And if you don't want to put it out here for everybody, you could email us or inbox us. And we have an email. We have an email that's both of ours. What is that? It is.
Just a moment. Let me verify this before I tell you.
And then saying this, we have had a holiday the last 2 weeks.
It's been a hard week. Come on, give me a break here.
Well, yeah, you've had a couple family things going on too, though. Sherry and Terry Ann at gmail.com. Yeah. So if you want to email us there, you can inbox us, but we would love to hear your SMART goals. And you know what I love about this time of the year? Usually it's slower. I don't know. It's a great time to have coffee with people on Zoom, but it's a great time to stop, meditate, reflect, figure out where you were last year, what happened, right? What you accomplished, and then where you want to go for 2021. So I want everybody to have a blessed day. I think we're out of time.
We are out of time. It is time to say goodbye. We are excited. Thank you all for joining us. We will see all of you in 2021.
Yes. Have a happy new year. Bye.